Hey man, it's Phil X, and you're watching Guitar Tales with Dave Cohen. And Guitar Tales, like what else do you need, right? Guitar. We're geeks, nerds, gear, inspirations, positive vibes. Look out.
There are some shows where you just have to say, let's stop talking and start taping. And this is one of them. We are so excited for tonight's show. We're going to have a lot of fun because we're sitting there chatting. And Scott very wisely said, let's stop. Let's pay the bills with our ads. Let's start the show because the stories are going to be wonderful. So let's first thank our sponsors. Here we go. Let's slide them in. Go to Asbury Park. The weather is breaking. It is warm. It's not warm yet. I'm bullshitting you. It's decent out. But go to Asbury Park. Get some delicious treats there from rock and rollers who make amazing baked goods. And as I always like to say, bring your dog. They actually have pupcakes. Those are made for dogs. And after you have dessert, have an amazing lunch. Alice Cooper tells you to. Or have an amazing dinner. The best hamburgers you can get anywhere at the Jersey Shore. Absolutely phenomenal. Little Andy's. They operate in the same space. They do keep those children prisoners, so that's a bit of an issue, but it's still worth it. Absolutely fantastic. Cookman Avenue, right in the same building as the absolutely fantastic Confections of a Rockstar. And now, without further ado, let's bring Scott into the room. And Scott, you can introduce our guest, Bacardi.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Scotty.
Yeah, I've known Artie for, it's got to be at least 10 years or more. I know he's been at this a long time, and he's like, why the hell would you want me to have me on this stupid show talking about, well, we don't just talk about guitars. I mean, he's fronted our band pretty much and did his promotional thing. And every show he's involved with Smoking Jackets play is another level, just another level of hysteria and fun. And we're going to get a glimpse at all the things he's come up with, all the crazy things he's done. Including a couple of interesting stories. He told us one about Steve Stevens before we went on air. I hate to make him recant it because the cat's kind of out of the bag for us, but not for our listeners. So if you want to tell this story again, maybe we can bring him on and chat about it.
Yeah. And he's giving us sort of a piece of the business you know about.
Yeah.
But not all of our listeners and viewers know about, which is sort of consistent. Who was our guest who has the great band? He's from Canada. We both follow him on Instagram now, and he gives all the advice to bands.
Oh, John Fiacconi.
Yeah. So it's sort of that piece of things, that there are aspects to the business of entertainment, the business of fun, if you will.
Next level. I mean, we even during our breaks, he'd be out there throwing out tchotchkes and inflatable guitars and all that stuff. Yeah. And it just keeps the people in a good mood. It keeps them happy, keeps them at the club, which is important. And keeps them off their phone, but we do like when they pull their phones out and videotape shenanigans that go on. I think he's got a bit for literally every holiday.
I love
Christmas and St. Patrick's Day and whatever else. So, and of course the big shows at Bar A on their summer stage back there, which is holds a lot of people, and those shows are off the charts. So let's bring Artie in and a retrospective of his amazing career as the great Bacardi Ardi. Hey, Artie, welcome to the show. Welcome to Guitar Tales.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Tell us about that picture behind you. You made it today?
No, I made that about a month ago. I took the original cover of Meet the Beatles. I ran it through Photoshop and put 4 heads long ways, and so I can hang it up on my back wall there, the acoustic new walls they make. I have it on there. But I have tons of autographs. I have like everybody you can think of, I've got. So whatever. I got over 100 signed drumsticks now I'm trying to get rid of.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Oh, my God.
No, I got really crazy ones. I got Tommy Ramone from the Ramones. I've got all kinds of people.
I've been looking
The
for
only one
an
I don't have is Ringo Starr. He
That
gave
would
me
be
a
great.
drumstick, but he wouldn't sign it for me. He goes, "No, I don't sign them anymore." But I'll
doesn't.
give you one.
Yeah.
And he gave me one, but he goes, "I can't sign it." I said, "Okay."
This is a serious message to everybody watching my update right now. Peace and love, peace and love. I want to tell you, please, after the 20th of October, do not send fan mail to any address that you have. Nothing will be signed after the 20th of October. If that has a date on the envelope, it's going to be tossed. I'm warning you with peace and love, but I have too much to do. So no more fan mail. Thank you, and no objects to be signed. Nothing. Anyway, peace and love, peace and love.
I said, "Okay." Well,
Yeah.
I got one of Clem Burke that I caught at the Stone Pony.
Wow.
No, I guess the fast lane, probably around 77, 78. He threw it out and I caught it. I still have that.
Oh, that's very
Not
cool.
signed. I got some cool stuff. Yeah.
That is cool stuff. Now, all right, so let's start. If you can, and I don't know if anyone can, tell us what you do for a living.
I am an entertainer and an exotic entertainer, not with my clothes on, but I do kind of crazy promotions and ideas. And I only did that because I was trying to find something to do in the entertainment field. All my cousins were, popular guitar players, and they were all popular. And I took lessons when I lived in Bloomfield, but I saw Keith Moon on TV, and that's when he was blowing up the drum set. I think it was on the Smothers Brothers or something. And I must have been 6 or 7. I was like, I want to play drums, And my mother and father were like, "There's no way." My whole family plays banjos, guitars, pianos. Says, "You're going to learn guitar." And I took like 4 lessons, and I said, I don't want to give up my Saturday afternoons watching cartoons to play guitar if you're not going to let me play drums. So I got out of it. My cousins all stayed in it, and they're all in big bands now, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff. And so I went the other end. I started singing in bands. I'm from Sayreville, so I graduated Bon Jovi and Skid Row and all them guys.
Club and A.
Yeah. So I did all that. And, at one time, John Bon Jovi came up to me and goes, "Yeah, I heard you sing really good." I'm like, "Yeah, you want to do something?" He goes, "No, I sing. I don't need you to sing. Can you play guitar?" And I'm like, "No." So I'm like, that's where my far as I went with Bon Jovi. 2 minutes. But that was a 2-minute conversation in a hallway in high school. But I was friends with all those guys through high school. And then when I got out, I wanted to do something in entertainment. I started bartending. And then little by little, I couldn't get any good shifts unless I created some type of my own promotion. So I was creating my own promotions in order to stay in the business. And that's what I do. So I come up with all kind of crazy ideas only because I was in so much competition with really good looking guys. And so that's the way I went.
Well, they're crazy good ideas. Father, I don't know how you come up with this stuff.
My father was always in advertising promotion. So he worked in a print shop where he created all the promotions. So he worked for Levalor Blinds, and he did all this advertising and promotions where I got to go to shows and get to meet celebrities that were signing stuff. And then he ran all these parades when I grew up. Cherry Blossom parades he ran in Belleville, and he worked on he worked on St. Patty's Day parade. So I got to meet all these people, and I got to really feel for it. So when I got out of college, I got my first job at Z100, and I started doing promotions for them. They really liked me on the mic, so they would always take me out, and I was making $5 an hour at Z100.
Not bad.
At night, I would go down the street and work the Meadowlands Hilton, where I was a bartender or bar back. And that's how I started really getting into it and starting to meet people to get into the bar business as an entertainer. And that's how that started.
I love that.
I try to come up with a lot of crazy stuff that stands out. And I happen to be lucky enough to work for people like Tommy Generone at Bar A and Poor Billy at Poor Billy's in Woodbridge that allowed me to do these crazy things.
Right.
And then that's how it started. I was doing Velcro jumping, sumo wrestling, whatever new thing was out there, I did, I
remember one Smoking Jackets gig, you bought these sparkers that were going to shoot like these sparks in the air. and he was testing it out before the gig, and I was getting like little burn marks or something on my hand. Like, I don't know if you could shoot these off. So
Yeah, you're fine. That was just burning. You're just a little bit of a pussy, but that was just burning titanium. So it doesn't burn. Titanium burns at 60 degrees. Unless you're wearing chiffon, it's not going to harm you.
So we
you can
decided
jump
not
through 'em and
to
everything
use
else.
them.
Yeah, at one time I was actually doing fire shows at Bar A. I was eating fire, blowing fire, and then I got a gutter and I put lighter fluid in. I hit it with a match, and the whole gutter would go up in flames. And then finally the fire department came in and stopped me.
Oh my god, I love that.
I don't want to jinx anything, but have you had any major? I know you got guys on stilts and
I have, I'm still. I mean, every now and then you get a little, snafu. But when you do 500 shows and you have one problem, it's it's an issue, but nothing really bad. I had a couple of twists and ankles where people sued me where they were doing Velcro jumping and they meant to jump on the trampoline and missed the entire trampoline and twisted their ankle.
Ouch.
And things like that. I had somebody break his nose in sumo wrestling. But nothing. God bless me. I had nothing really serious where anybody really got hurt.
The sumo wrestling, for people don't know, they put you in these inflatable sumo costumes that make you like 700 times bigger than you actually are. And
I love that.
You sort of like bump bellies, right?
Yeah, you bump bellies, and these two guys wind up doing like a headbutt and butted the guy right in the nose. But it was his brother, so I wasn't really worried about it. Had a knee collapse on somebody, but
it happens.
You take the good with the bad. That's why you have insurance. Yeah, I work with people, and they're like, look at Kiss. Like, we're all fans of Kiss, right? Look at Kiss. So many times. One time I was talking to Ace Frehley. He said he used to burn the inside of his wrist from the burning. The burning guitar. One time he was electrocuted coming down the staircase. They have always been hurt. Falling. With fireworks and everything else. And Ace told me one time he tripped and wrecked his knee when he fell off his boots one time. And they still keep playing, but that's what people come to see. They come to see those shows.
Right.
Yeah,
and
true.
If you're not going to get involved with going the extra mile, don't do it at all.
Right.
That's why you have insurance, and that's why you try to take all the precautions necessary. You can, people try to copy me and they all get hurt because they don't take the precautions that you need to do, and they don't practice or train on it. And I do all that.
That's a good question. Is copying a big problem when you come up with a concept and then somebody fucking rips it off right away?
Happens all the time. People steal ideas off me all the time. But what happens is, like, say for instance, the toilet paper gun. I came up with that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody really does it because anytime that somebody does it, that's Bacardi Ardi's. So
right, yeah.
Whoops, there it is.
Yeah. Like, no, they don't take it, and other times they try to copy. I come up with different ideas, like I have the 6-foot champagne bottle that I pour drinks in people's mouth with. Nobody has that, so I do that. It was a display bottle that I got from one of the liquor companies. I had a guy cut a hole on the top of it, and we stick a champagne bottle in it, and we pour liquor into people's mouth. Now, to get away from the legal aspect, I just put sparkling cider in it, so there's no alcohol. So I can pour all day long, and nobody's going to yell at me or sue me because it's just sparkling cider,
Or
look
pouring Lucky Charms into people's faces is good.
Yeah, now everybody's doing that. Now, I started that about 10 years ago. Now everybody does that, so it's just, like, whatever, and it just allows me to do something else. I just got to come up with something else,
And you do. You seem to have an endless stream of great ideas.
There's things that I've done that are completely flopped, but nobody remembers the things you flopped with. They only remember the stuff you did good with, So
that's true.
On that note, I just keep trying to put out new stuff,
Here's a little retrospective, I guess, of a promo that you put out a few years ago that sort of like captures a lot of the things, and maybe watching this will remind you, like, oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's see if we can bring that up. Yeah, we could talk over this too if you'd like.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, Be Nice put this together for me. This is about 4 months worth of work.
This is how we do it. Follow me. Let's go. Follow me. Follow me. Are you ready?
This is St. Patrick's Day at Bar A, I think.
Yeah.
With all those crazy people in there.
So,
And
like,
the confetti
I made
cannon.
Confetti cannon. Yeah, I made handheld confetti cannons to the toilet paper.
I love that.
There should be one with me on a giant inflatable duck, you know.
And a lot of bars throughout the lighted necklaces and stuff, but you take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, like I have the robots.
That robot is
I have
ridiculous.
15 robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And they come out, and they're all on stilts. You could do a robot without the stilts, but anybody can do that. You got to have stilts, you know?
I've always said you need stilts for your robot.
Spaceman with the laser beams.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the lasers. I love the lasers. You need a lot of fog for them. I love the foam sticks, you know?
Yeah.
That's me giving out free pretzels. You know, there's on the big duck. I used to float around the room. Yeah, I was one time where I used to do this skit where I dress up and then I get in a life raft, like an inflatable raft, and he pushed me around the room. And then I stopped doing it because one time I was doing it and they pushed me. That's me as Baby New Year. And one time they pushed me over a group of bachelorettes and they dropped me. And so I got hurt. I didn't do it after that. And the next thing you know, Steve Aoki was doing it. Everybody goes, Steve Aoki stole your idea. And I'm like, okay, you know.
Right.
Not that he stole it, but, you know.
He got ready for a smoking jacket. He had tons and tons of boxes full of tchotchkes and lights and different things.
Well, what I try to do is always try to create something that's interactive. Like when you're in a band, you're too busy playing instruments to be interactive. You know, you can't throw stuff out, either singing or you have to, you know, catch a C chord or a G minor or something. So you can't really do stuff. But when you have an MC, he can get the people involved. You know, that's why I like bubble machines. Bubble machines touch people. Foam sticks touch people. You know, there's a visual aspect. There's an interactive aspect where a lot of times bands can't do that, but an MC could, you know. And that's why there's always some bands like Little John used to run around and to throw out stuff and things like that. But it's always kind of fun when you have something that's more interactive, you know.
I don't think I've ever been in a wedding band situation where we didn't have the inflatable guitars and all that stuff. I mean, a lot of bands do it at a lower level. This is like such another.
This is next level
stuff. I mean, to entertain that many people with the balloons and the this and the that and the beach balls.
There's some big bands doing interactive stuff like Ozzy and Kiss always used to shoot off the confetti with their names on it. People collect the confetti, or they throw out a signed guitar pick. You know, Brucey always plays the harmonica and then throws it out in the crowd, and the crowd always goes crazy. His other interactive thing is you would hold up a sign and he sing your song or something. So there's an or he jumps in the crowd and people carry him around. You know, there's some interactive stuff like that, which is very successful. The Plasmatics used to do stuff too. They used to bring a car on stage and then blow it up on stage, you know.
Oh my God, Wendy O. Williams.
Yeah, they used to take pieces of the car and throw it out in the crowd, and people used to get it, you know. I was at a Kiss concert once. Paul Stanley broke a guitar. I was 10th row, and he throws out the guitar, and the car's flying in two pieces with all the strings on it.
Yeah, people
are ripping out the strings, are hitting people in the faces, and I'm thinking, it's a lawsuit here, man. You know,
there is one.
No one ever complaining, you know. And there's going out, throwing out a $200 guitar, everybody's fighting over it, you know. I love that stuff, you know. Drumsticks and other things. He used to throw out a lot of drumsticks, you know.
Well, I've you know, me and my showmanship. Here's my lighted Stratocaster I got from China, and I got lighting up and blinking back there in honor of you.
Yeah, I've got one. It's over Tommy's house.
Yep. It's just amazing.
Mine's a BC Rich copy, but it's like 150 pounds.
That thing weighs a ton. I actually played it on Dave's boat.
That's right.
It's so heavy.
You could use it as an anchor if you wanted to, but we didn't have to.
Yeah, and it's a little flat sounding because it doesn't have the resonance in it that a wood would have. But you know, it's fun to play. You know,
that actually sounds pretty good. I got it set up pretty nice.
It came out nice.
I played a whole afternoon in Dave's boat for was that bar
Lagoon Lights in Beach Haven.
It's basically everybody dresses up their boats with lots of lights on. They float around the lagoon and they got music playing and stuff. So he had live music. He had me.
We were the only one with live music,
and he got me practically cheap.
Yeah, I did. Just a little bit of beer.
Just a little beer and a good and then I go, how am I going to plug this? See, this is where Bacardi Ardi is an inspiration to me. What would Artie do? He goes, "You're gonna play guitar on my boat at Laguna Lights." I said, "Oh, I have a lighted guitar. Well, that works." And I go, "Where can I plug in on the boat?" He goes, "Well, we don't really have electricity on the boat."
Yeah.
I only have enough power to power some lights on the boat. I don't really have anything that's going to power an amplifier.
Right.
So I had to bring my own giant power supply, one of those big battery packs. And I plugged into that and and a little tiny practice amp, and it was loud as hell. And I played
worked out great.
backing tracks.
Yeah, mine works on two AA batteries or 9-volt battery, lights up.
But I mean, I had to power my amp somehow.
Yeah, he had he was this was an outdoor gig, so he needed volume.
So I was on a boat and I had to power my amp somehow.
We were on canals, so he's playing for the people in the houses as we're taking the boat through. But it was a cool event. Oh my God, you would be so perfect for Lagoon Lights.
What's he gonna throw? The lighted shit into the water?
I've done that in Miami before, which was kind of cool. But we've done that. We threw out LED rubber duckies.
I
Just
would
throw
love
them out,
that.
and people would go nuts over them. Yeah. And used to shoot
while
them
we're
with
on the
slingshots.
subject of throwing things out into the audience, I love this clip of you as the Hamburglar. We're going to get into that for a second.
Hi, okay. Bacardi Ardi. Tonight I'm the Hamburglar, giving out 100 cheeseburgers to all our guests here at Bar A. Happy 4th of July. Let's do this!
So those are real McDonald's hamburgers, correct?
Yeah, so what I do, I buy them like a couple hours beforehand. I got to call the day before and order them. And then I just hit them in the microwave. I wrap a rubber band around them so they don't come out of the wrapper.
Oh, yeah?
And then I toss them out. Yeah.
I love that.
What drunk person doesn't
7
like to eat a hamburger from McDonald's?
Yeah, that's why I was trying to come up with ideas because people Jones at the end of the night. So I used to do cotton candy and I used to do all. And then I said, well, let me do skits. So I do Guy Fieri and I throw out chicken fingers. I do Colonel Sanders and I do chicken fingers.
Yeah.
And then I do the Hamburglar. I do hamburgers. I do Krusty the Clown and I throw out hamburgers as Krusty the Clown. So I have different things. And it's a certain course of the night I do that stuff. Now with the Hamburglar, I got 7.8 million hits on that off of Barstool Sports once. Like,
wow.
Did you really?
8 million, yeah. Like 8 million people.
So this is
I was on.
This is at Bar A and their summer stage in the back there. With that, how many people can pack in that? At
4,000, 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't even. Tommy doesn't even allow me to advertise it anymore because so many people show up because they're going to show up anyway. So I don't even advertise. So we get a lot of people coming for that.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
And I was like the first guy to do CO2 guns, back in the day. I was always the first one to do all that.
I think that Hamburglar bit is hysterical.
It's phenomenal. That is great.
I do a really good, Guy Fieri and Colonel Sanders too.
That bit.
Yeah. So that's always good. I throw that out. And then I do a thing where we dress up as I have an inflatable gorilla outfit and it's real fur on it and everything. And we come out and we throw out bananas that are autographed by King Kong and throw that out. And then we throw out giant inflatable bananas and we have all kinds of stuff. And you might have a skit of that, which is kind of cool.
Now you don't just don't do bars because we saw you at Oak Tree Lodge and
there's parties, regular parties. Yeah.
I do. Whoever hires me, I've been at resorts 11 years.
The dinosaur thing, right?
Yeah,
he's gonna bend down.
That's me doing a preschool.
Yeah,
and that's a 18-foot dinosaur, and there's a guy in it, but it has all kinds of remote controls and how he sees. There's cameras in his nostrils, and that's how he sees through the nostrils. But his eyes blink, he roars, he does all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And then
I have that, and I have the robot.
A little setup there where the kids can learn about fossils and all.
They come up, they see fossils. I got about $10,000 invested in that.
I think that's brilliant too.
It really is. I like the fact that you're not just doing grown-ups, you're doing stuff for kids too, which is really cool.
I do whatever I can get paid for. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
whoever wants to pay me,
fantastic.
Like yesterday, I did a half-court basketball shot. If you got it in from 43 feet, you could get $500, $1,000, or $50,000.
Wow!
So we did that at resorts. So I've been at resorts 11 years now. And that Tommy got me that job, from when we used to work in Atlantic City with Bar A, and then I got hired at Plaza. Plaza shut down. They moved me to Taj Mahal. I was there a week. That got shut down, and then Resorts
Right.
picked me up. So
Wow.
I'm like, oh,
Somebody
thank God.
picked you. Yeah.
So I've been there 11 years, just doing
Well,
all the crazy
they know who to go to.
promotions.
Where do you live?
I
What's
live
that?
in Saraville.
Oh, so
I lived in Belmar for like 12 years, but now my parents died and they willed me the house. So now I'm in Saraville. And that's where I grew up.
it's a good town.
I'm from Bloomfield originally.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Saraville's a hike to Atlantic City.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 45 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a haul. It's 3 cups of coffee and 2 rest stops, but
yeah.
So
You
how
gotta do what you
many
gotta
people
do.
on your staff to help you, get in? Do you
I have
you
11.
certain guys to do the puppeteering, certain guys for the robot, I would imagine, certain guys for something.
So I got 2 or 3 stilt walkers. I have a couple of side guys that help me when I'm overwhelmed. To help me, and then I have a graphic artist that works with me. I do graphic design stuff too, and then and then I have guys that just kind of help me set up the stage and break down staging and stuff like that. Mostly my nephews. They come and they help me and set it up, break it down.
You want to hire the guy from the Smoker Jackets to play the lighted snare and walk that around when that never happened.
Yeah, I love that idea. I'm coming up with a skit now because Long Branch High School wants me to get involved. So I came up with a thing called Beatbots, and basically I put the guys in LED suits. We put LED lights on the drums, and they're like they're like a quad set. 4 guys come out and they play the drums, and so we have the 12-foot robot come out, and then these 4 guys come out. That's great for like Laguna Nights or like the light up on the boardwalk in Atlantic City or something. They play drums. It's great. So we can do that.
Artie's responsible for the biggest Smoking Jackets confetti blast in our band history of 10 years.
I love that thing.
Tell us a little before we play the video. Tell me a little bit about that unit because it holds a lot of confetti.
So what happened was they make these units, and they usually see them at concerts, but they're huge. They're like 10, 12 feet. So I'm like, I need to have a unit that's small and compact that we can kind of hide and bring out. Not have something standing in the corner.
Right.
So I called China and I talked to a guy, and he made me a small unit. It actually cost more money than the bigger unit because he designed it for me. Yeah. But it's a small unit and it holds a 20-pound tank instead of a 50-pound tank. But that thing could shoot out 50 pounds of confetti in 40 seconds.
It's ridiculous.
And, you've seen it in action. So it's a great little unit.
Here we go. And I'm literally just holding an A chord while this is all happening. Yeah. And if that wasn't enough, he had the CO2 guns. He was blasting people in the front row. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so now it's a great little small unit. Now this guy sells hundreds of them,
Oh, really?
And yeah, I designed that in China. I also designed the inflatable money machine. Back in the day when the money machines were popular, you would have to put it on the back of a trailer. It was usually made out of a shower stall,
Yeah,
and
so
I'm like, where am I going to install
what the
this?
money machine is. It's not an ATM machine where they go up and take money out of it. They get inside this thing that's inflatable, right? And you got Monopoly money or something, or real money. I don't even know what that is.
You have to grab all the little pieces of money.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's very effective.
I do that. Great. It's inflatable. You can fold it in the back of your car, take it, blow it up. You're ready to go. And it's about the size, a little bigger than a phone booth.
Right. Yeah, a little wider. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 5.5 feet wide, 8.5 feet tall. So
yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, and then you have like a regular blower. You blow in there, use a leaf blower in it. You blow the money around. And what I do is I put fake money in there. It ranges from $1 all the way up to $10,000. And the idea is whoever collects the most money wins a prize. And you can do it over and over again. You put real money in it, people are stealing it. You never get it back. But the fake works,
And you've hosted trivia shows and all that kind of stuff. And you had some really cool prizes.
Yeah, during COVID, we had over 40 accounts. Now I've got about 10. But the trivia, the bingo, the music bingo. I was doing the interactive bingo, which now there's a company called Bingo Local that does the show that I started years ago with J-Rock. And now so they took it to a whole nother level. They're all over the country with it. They got all these little places they do it. It's basically they do music bingo and then they play songs and they throw out foam sticks. And I'm like, they basically took my show and put it on the road and making tons of money with it. And I'm like,
But you had some
okay,
really good, like legit prizes for those things I saw.
Yeah,
like
they give out some nice prizes.
Stuff. Yeah.
You need to write a book.
I give out autographed items. Yeah. All stuff I want to get rid of, or, I get some really nice prizes out of China or England or whatever. And people want, they don't see too often. And, and I have, candy for the kids and stuff. I do a lot of that stuff.
You use go-to vendors to get all these tchotchkes and lights and necklaces and stuff.
Yeah. I have an import license from China that I use. I buy stuff out of Japan, out of England. I go on different websites. I collect autographs, so every time I have a lot of autographs, I go to all those chiller shows. I meet all the stars. I get all the autographs. I'll get a couple extra, and I give them out. And
that's right.
It is.
So people like that stuff.
It's fantastic.
Now, speaking of autographs,
I can always give a sweatshirt, but that's not what's really cool. Everybody wants.
Now
cool.
we have limited time, so we have to start getting some of your cool brushes with celebrities.
Oh yeah,
stories.
Okay.
Let's start with Steve Stevens.
My favorite one is John Lennon. So,
all right,
1977, 78, we decided to go to the city and have a few drinks. And we come to a light, and my friends run across the street. And as I'm standing around the corner, I'm somewhere over by Central Park. A little woman comes up. She's standing next to me, and she's got a big hat on, these big sunglasses, little Asian woman. And I'm looking at her like, I know this woman,
Right.
Yoko Ono, but she was like 4'11", and I'm looking at her, and then I hear somebody go like that, and I look up, and it's John Lennon standing next to her, and he looks at me and he goes like that, and I'm like, okay, and then he goes, come on, mother, and they walk across the street. Meanwhile, I run, and I'm looking for my friends to tell them I just saw John Lennon, and they didn't see me, but he was cool about it, and I was like, oh my God, and it just kind of hits you when you see John Lennon. It just kind of hits you, and it's like, like you're stunned for like 20 minutes, I was like, was that John Lennon,
Wow.
And yeah, sure enough, that was him.
Just wandering around New York, minding his own business.
Yeah, and I worked for Billy Idol for a couple of years. I did a lot of stuff with Billy Idol. I worked as a college circuit coordinator, booking him in colleges. And then when I moved to Miami, his manager knew that I moved to Miami, and he wanted to do a video down there. So I hooked him up with Coral Castle, which was a castle made in the early 1920s by this guy who was going to marry the 6-year-old girl. He built this whole castle out of coral. And then she never showed up to the wedding. And so sweet 6 about that. And they filmed it. We went there and we filmed it all on video and everything. I worked on that. And then when they went to take it home, they put the video through the metal detector. And it ruined the whole video. So they never came out with it. So I did that. And then, of course, I have the Steve Stevens thing where he wind up taking my 59 Dan Electro with 4 lipstick pickups. And he took that from me. And now I don't know what he does with them, but he has 4 of my lipstick pickups somewhere. And
he really wanted it just for the pickups, or he wanted it for the guitar?
No, the guitar was trash. He just ripped the pickups out of it. He wanted the 4 lipstick pickups out of it. Okay. Singing, all kinds of crazy stuff. Has a really, you can really hold a note with them, So you could do a lot of stuff with them. I didn't really get to play with it too much because, I broke the machine head on that guitar that was going into the shop. And he went into a shop and saw it and, called me up and said, hey, I'll buy them off you. I'm like, okay.
I still do the Steve Stevens bit with the ray gun. I ripped that off of him. But when we do Rebel Yell, I got to do that ray gun. That's a showstopper. I can't tell you. Even if the whole show stinks, 2 things make people forget. It's like Tommy says, it's like that stick in Men in Black. They go blink. They forget all the shit. They're like, that confetti cannon was awesome, and that machine and that gun, the ray gun thing.
Well, my favorite thing that you do is I love how you play the saxophone to a Bruce Springsteen song with the kazoo. I think I love that. I love that.
That was on my mind.
I think I gave you a wired one.
You did
right?
give me a wired one, but it squeals like crazy.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that whole skit.
In our last show, I bought a high tech kazoo. We're gonna try out. So it's like, I don't know.
It sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A high-tech kazoo.
It's a fancy kazoo. It's got a different mouthpiece on it. It's got a little cone front on it. So it'll look more like a horn.
Oh, that's great.
We'll see what happens. Because my old kazoo died at the Stone Pony last gig. I sang a high note, nothing happened. I guess the paper snapped or cracked. I mean, it's a $4 fucking kazoo. It's a Honer.
Is it really?
That's quality Honer kazooage. But after I don't know how many hundreds of gigs, it finally died.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, with all the music that's going on, it actually sounds good. It fills the exact purpose that it's intended for. Like it musically works.
People don't realize I'm singing those notes into that goddamn thing. They're way up there because
you're humming it loud,
and I'm humming it. Yeah, which isn't really.
Yeah, I went to a circus festival once where there was 300 clowns all playing kazoos, 2 songs, and it was all kazoo music, and it was like it was pretty interesting.
But I love that stuff. I love the Blue Man Group and what they do with all their contraptions and stuff. And
they're good percussionists.
I'm a huge admirer of what you do with what's Artie going to do next? And then I see Hamburglar, I see this and that, and it's all brilliant stuff. And people just eat it up.
Yeah, the dinosaurs are pretty good. I'm working on some new stuff now. There's a remote control butterfly that's coming out of China now.
Wow.
Got a 24-inch butterfly. And it actually flaps its wings and everything. There's in China and Japan, they use them at weddings. So when you get married in the church, the butterfly flies in the church, it flies around the couple, and then lands in the groom's hand, and the rings are attached to the feet of the butterfly.
Oh man, if that thing flies away, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why you can't do it outside. It only works you use fake rings, of course, for that. But so I'm working on that now. I'm waiting for it to come in from China so I can learn how to fly that. But you can't do it outside. It just gets taken away. Yeah. Like one time my buddy was getting married, and how you're supposed to throw the rice? So I just went to a Chinese restaurant and I bought buckets of cooked rice and I gave them to everybody, and they were throwing cooked rice.
I love it.
So I like doing stupid stuff like that. Stuff that most
I'm sure the owners of the venue were not upset at all.
Oh yeah, they were just I had to stay and clean it up, but it was all good.
Artie leaves a big mess with the toilet paper gun. He covered Tommy on the drums with toilet paper. I forget what gig it was.
That was at Cinco de Mayo. That was the Cinco de Mayo gig we did up in Chevy's in Clifton.
Yeah, that was great.
And he kept playing. I hit him with like 3 rolls. He kept playing. And I was going to stop, but Jimmy's like, I hit him with 4 or 5 rolls. And he kept playing. Yeah. He kept playing.
He just looked like a ghost. All you could see is this white blob moving, and the drums are coming through.
I love
that. We will see you soon.
Yeah, so that was fun. I love doing that stuff. I like doing all that stuff.
And people remember.
I even like bands that do that.
The gigs have become unforgettable. I can't tell you how many times. That was amazing. What an amazing show. And it has nothing to do with us playing. Guys are working on guitar solos and shit, and Artie blows everybody away with the smoking jackets. And the toilet paper gun. That's what they remember.
Yeah.
They remember the kazoo, the toilet paper gun, and the confetti cannon. That's it.
Yeah. And I remember you guys actually deciding, all right, what song are we going to do, the CO2 confetti blaster? Yeah. Do we do it to Kiss? Do we do it to this? Right. Hold that A note for 30 seconds, Yeah. And I always love that. We always sit down, all right, what are we doing it to?
Yeah, 5 minutes before showtime, we're trying to figure this stuff out, the logistics of when this is going to happen. And more importantly, don't stand in the way of that thing, because it comes out a little bit of force. It'll hit you. I got popped in the back of a head with a big blob of confetti that got stuck in the cannon.
I love that.
It did not feel good. I was like, what the hell was that? There's a lot of, the canister that fires, how big is that thing?
It's a 20-pound canister, but it shoots out at 850 pounds of pressure per second.
Wow.
So it's a lot of pressure coming out of there,
What power is it?
Be careful, because you don't want to hit people in the face and have like pieces of paper hit them in the eye and scratch their eyeballs or anything.
Right,
so you got to kind of be careful with it,
What power is it?
The most dangerous thing I deal with is I always chip my tooth It's like the fourth chip I had. Because every time I'm on the mic, somebody tries to get up on stage and they hit my mic and it goes in my mouth. So I chipped my tooth, my middle mouth, for like 5 times already. And the dentist keeps trying to fill it in. And I'm like, don't even worry about it. You know, it's just going to chip out again.
Nothing more dangerous than a drunk person getting on stage and trying to get involved.
Terrible. But it happens.
Get popped in the head.
That's right.
But, my personally thing is the beach ball. I like the giant beach ball thing. And that took me about 6 hours to set it all up for like 20-minute skit, you know. And I love doing that. I know. And then we start off with a small beach ball, and we get bigger and bigger till we get 12-foot beach balls, and we just throw them out. And I only wanted to do it 1 year. And the final thing was I have a human beach ball, which is clear, and then I would get into it, and they Velcro me, and they throw me out. And Tommy goes, you know, you're 250 pounds. I don't want to throw out a 250-pound guy out there in the crowd, you know, in the beach ball. So we've never used it, but I still got it. I'm hoping one day I can use it, but we'll see.
Someday, yeah.
I love that.
Well, Artie, already we ate up 40 minutes of I don't want to be on your show because I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. You were shot out of a cannon today.
He was.
And I mean that in the best of ways. Oh, yeah, in the best of ways.
We're totally going to
mean that really well.
Some pictures in there. And
oh, my God. This is so much fun.
Of all the stuff, you know, like the horse race. I forgot about the horse race.
Ponies. Yeah, ponies. I used to love ponies.
I mean, what's better than that? To try to
that was a big hit at Bar A. So was the rubber ducky races that Tommy and I came up with.
Yeah,
that was a big hit. The rubber ducky races. We took that a while, and we ran with that for. But look at all the people coming just to see you jumping around on an inflatable horse. You know,
Oh, it's great. And I remember
I do other stupid stuff. Like I have like a 20-foot by 20-foot twister board I had made. And you get all the girls up there, take off their shoes, and they're doing all kinds of poses and on a giant
we need
twister
to plug
board.
your company. I'm such a bad host here.
That's okay.
Here we go.
It's Wise Guy Promotions.
And there you go. If you scan that QR code, take you right to the website. There's pictures and videos and pictures of Artie and the gang and people having a good time.
You'll see everything we do.
And isn't it all about a good time? As our friend Jimmy Cheese always used to say.
Yep. You were a purveyor of joy. That's what you are.
Well, that's it. You know, it's all about the show. That was always my line. It's always about the show. Everything else is secondary. And if you show people a good time, they're going to come back and see you. Hey, being a great singer and a great guitar player is awesome too. But you know, you always those little gimmicks on the side.
I've always said that. My dad instilled in me that nobody cares how well you play. You got to perform.
Right.
And performance is everything. You know, what down to what it is I'm wearing, the way I'm acting, the way I'm interacting with the crowd. You know, like how many times has Johnny Fiacconi been ranting about that on his channel about?
Oh yeah.
You know, you got to have a show. You got to have a look. Don't go on stage with shorts.
Yeah.
I've gone on stage with shorts anyway when it's 100 degrees. I don't give a shit. But so, man, you see rock stars, man. They're in those concerts wearing black tight pants, and they sit there and just sweat. Look at the Ramones, man. And this was before they had the air conditioning shooting through the ground, into the stage platform.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ramones out there with tight black pants and leather jackets on, playing for
and long hair,
an hour, 20 minutes straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, just singing and playing, sweating like crazy. The one time I'm working with Billy Idol, he got off stage, and somebody said, "Is he on heroin?" And he wasn't. What happened was he got off stage and he had this blue suede leather jacket on. And he played for like 2.5 hours straight with this leather jacket on. And he took it off and all the blue dye came out. It was all embedded into his skin. And Kurt goes, "He must be on heroin. Look, he's blue." But it was the blue dye from his jacket.
Crazy.
And he was just sitting there.
I hope he gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. He's one of the few people on that list I actually recognize and hope deservedly should begin the Rock and Roll.
I'm sure. Why would you want him when you get 5 hip hop bands up there?
Here we go again.
There you go.
Every show.
Put 4 hip hop bands on there and just let Billy Idol slide through.
I mean,
I hate that.
He was a darling of MTV. Those videos and his look and
and again
performance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would Alice Cooper be without his performance, or Kiss without that performance? It's bigger than life.
Yeah, they are.
You know,
Yeah,
you gotta have it. And
well, last time I talked to Ace, he was mad. I mean, I used to talk to him a lot, and I used to see him at shows. Him and I have the same birthday. He would recognize me, and we sit and talk. And he would say, those bastards are doing now. But I don't know if they never started it, but he was telling me that after they retired, so it should be anytime soon, they want to do like a Beatlemania of Kiss, and they want to take it to Broadway, and they want to take it to Vegas, have 4 guys in outfits playing live Kiss, but it would be them,
Right.
And he was going through all the motions of how I get money from it, because to using my makeup or whatever it is. But he goes, yeah, that's what they plan on. He goes, Gene's still trying to make money even when he's 90 years old. Guys, I'm a multi-millionaire. And Ace was telling me, but they were looking to do like a Beatlemania thing, and do like a 2-hour show with all the pyrotechnics, and you would go to Vegas or Broadway or whatever you were going, Atlantic City, in these big shows, and see this performing act as Kiss, But I found that interesting, but I've never seen it come to light. But
a licensed version of it. I mean, there's tons of bands that are doing Kiss shows,
but it's strictly a licensed thing. Yeah. A licensed thing. And the whole thing was they were going to have trailers outside where you can go in and see all the costumes and that kind of stuff, which I thought was kind of interesting.
People would go see that.
People would definitely go see it.
Oh, absolutely. I know I would,
Yeah.
Well, I would.
So what's next for you? You're gearing up for summer. You're getting for another St. Patrick's Day thing. I guess we're going to double dip on the St. Patrick's Day thing.
I'm not at Bar A anymore. I want to go different direction. I've been there 30 years. I've been there right out of college, so I want to try something else. I don't really have anything in the works right now, but I'm trying to put something together and see where I can take it. I don't want to quit, but I also realize my age can be an issue with the younger kids. When a girl comes up to you and he says, "You dated my mom in high school," or "You remember me? You did my bar mitzvah," and I'm like, okay, maybe it's time for me not to be on stage anymore. So I wanted to do almost like what Kiss is doing. I'll get 4 or 5 guys to make believe they're Bacardi Ardi and give them all my gimmicks and my shows. And then I have 5 Bacardi Ardis out there doing all little stuff,
Yeah.
That was my goal.
You could license yourself. Yeah.
They'll be in the front with the confetti machine, and Artie will be in the back with the money counting machine. That's why I think you should.
Right. That's what I want to do. Do the beach balls, do the toilet paper guns, all that stuff, and have 5 associates go out and do it.
Exactly,
and make money off it. And then I make the money on all the giveaways and all that stuff. But that's what I'm hoping to do. But we'll see.
That sounds like a good plan. Yeah,
I don't know if it's a good plan or not, but it's the only plan I got. So I like
it. I like it, Scott.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah,
I think we'll wrap it up here. And Artie,
thanks for having me, guys.
I
appreciate it. I hope
you were great.
Hope people tune in and like what I have to say.
Dave, you're so chatty tonight.
You're fantastic. This is going to be one of our better shows. You were great. You're absolutely
a lot
great.
of great.
Hey, come on.
It's true. It's true.
Who do you want to end the show with?
These rock stars on, Didn't you have Snake Sabo on yet? Right, you had Snake on, right?
We got to have him on. We haven't had him on yet.
Oh, because I grew up with him and I from the same town.
I know I can pull strings with him and get him on. The same thing with Zach.
Yeah, he'll do it. He's a cool dude. He'll do it.
Yeah.
So
we're working on
those guys
in all kinds of interesting.
We got
shows.
good stuff lined up.
All right, let's end the show with.
It's a great show.
Let's end the show with Ron Bumblefoot.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
And a Star Wars tribute.
I love that. That's right.
That'd be great.
With no vocal range at all.
No.
Are you at the 28th at Bar A doing? Aren't you doing the thing on the 28th? That you and another band or no?
I'm doing Mush Fest next for me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have filling guys from
Seaside, right?
me.
Is that the Seaside gig?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll come down to that.
I can't play all the gigs, so I got to pick out the ones I can play because of my work schedule. Like work schedule.
It's hard. Got to be a pharmacist.
They closed my store.
Somebody has
now
to work.
I float around the world, putting out fires in other parts of the company. Today I was in East Brunswick.
Is that what you do?
Tomorrow we'll be in
Monroe,
Dover, or Monroe, or something, doing overnights. Yeah, I'm all.
Well, maybe I'll come down to 28th and we'll do the something. I'll come up with something crazy.
I'll let you know when I'm actually going to be there playing, or unless the felon guys are there in place of me.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
They don't play
like
kazoo, but they put on a good show.
All right. All right. Well, I'll bring a kazoo. Maybe I can help out.
Got to keep the train a rolling, man.
That's right.
That's it.
All right, guys. Listen, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
you.
Make sure you like.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And
same here.
Audio is on all the podcast platforms and all that stuff. And check out Bacardi Ardi when in a town near you. And
that's
one of those hamburgers.
Yeah, you'll see me. Yeah, I'm the old guy throwing out free food. You'll find me.
Right.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me.
Hello, I'm Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and you're watching Guitar Time.